The entire 2016 primary was spent in a ferocious battle, and there have been constant, accusations. This is almost like a point of principle for Hillary supporters, is that, Bernie Sanders, he just appeals to white people. His supporters are the Bernie bros, they're the white guys, white cis males, as they put it, and this Bernie bro thing is serious. And a lot of them, honestly, they just call anybody who's a Bernie supporter a Bernie bro as a pejorative, and also as an attempt to, discredit them. And it's a really disgusting move, because you sort of lose, respect for that person, because they're not being ethical really in any way, shape, or form. They're just being, liars, just smearing constantly. Well, we have a new poll that's come out by The Economist. It's The Economist YouGov poll that just recently happened, May 20th through 22nd in 2018. They polled 1,500 U.S. adults. Now, here's what it says. It says, do you wish the candidates who run for Congress this year will be more or less like Bernie Sanders? Now, for the more like Bernie Sanders area, we have in the male category, 34% say that they want Congress, people running for Congress to be more like Bernie Sanders, while 44% say less like Bernie Sanders. So automatically you have the Bernie bro myth just completely dispelled, because there are, a 10% higher number of males who were part of this poll who said that they want congressional members to be less like Bernie Sanders. Now, the female category, well, 35% say they want more like Bernie Sanders, while 32% want less like Bernie Sanders. So more females than not actually want congressional candidates to be like Bernie Sanders. On top of that, there's a higher percentage of females that want congressional candidates to be like Bernie Sanders than male ones who want congressional candidates to be like Bernie Sanders. Now, white, the white cis male is what they say. Now, for the more like Bernie Sanders category, 31%, while less like Bernie Sanders at 44%. So what you have there is clearly there is obviously, I mean, come on, it's a 13% lead of less like Bernie Sanders. Now, here's what's really crazy. Black, 45% more like Bernie Sanders, 19% less like Bernie Sanders. Hispanic, 35% more like Bernie Sanders, less like Bernie Sanders, 27%. Other, 42% more like Bernie Sanders, and 26% less like Bernie Sanders. So when you group up all the other minorities, oh wow, you get a massive just swath of a lead. So this is just like statistically and empirically just debunking the Bernie bro myth. Now, there was also a Harvard-Harris poll that had came out, I think, during last year's summer or something like that. And I wanted to re-reference that just for, context for this. So there was the approval rating taken. It says, here are the numbers. So women, 58% of women who said they approve of Bernie Sanders. 55% of men. So what does that tell you yet again? A higher percentage of women approve of Bernie Sanders than men. 18 through 34, 62%. African Americans, 73% of those people who took part in that poll. That's a stunning majority in any case whatsoever. It's a stunning majority. It's a huge number. 68% of Hispanics, 62% of Asian Americans, 52% for whites. 52 is far less than 73%, and it's less than both 68 and 62, and it's a reasonable ways away from 68%. So this is a complete bullshit myth that has been empirically debunked on many different occasions. Bernie Sanders supporters are not just white cis males. That's complete bullshit, and anybody who uses that needs to you need to be skeptical of the comments that they make.